What up, everybody? You're listening to another episode of I Woke Up For This with your host, me, Blaise Kautzman, with my co-host.
Hi, it's me, Barkway.
Nice, and we got Strong Bethany Abeln in here.
Hey.
Strong Beth?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
broke all our equipment here with a roid rage before.
Snap the arms.
Oh, that's right. I remember that from last week.
Yeah. Last week when she just came in randomly
Yeah,
and roided
by
out when she
myself.
wasn't even in here.
There was one week we didn't have a show, and I think that was the week. Was that last week? I can't tell time. Whenever I read a clock, I'm like, does that say Tuesday?
If you're reading a clock that says Tuesday,
You're probably retired.
yeah.
Yeah, so they make those, the watches, right? With the thing on
My watch says Tuesday 01.
Oh,
Like, it
hell.
tells
Oh,
me.
though that's a digital. Okay, I was thinking like the really old school ones that had the date that like, I don't know if they make those anymore.
Yeah, with the rotary.
And a
Well,
dial.
those
Yeah.
are such a small dial.
I know, they're
And
amazing.
So thin wrists that I have dainty.
Dainty
and
little wrists.
they hold my watch perfectly.
Nice.
No, it's not nice.
Oh.
It's way too heavy. I can barely lift my wrist.
These dainty wrists. You have small hamburger hands.
Yeah.
You need to like start lifting that arm more. Apparently, some strength issues.
Oh, yeah. What do you know about lifting
Yeah.
weights,
Sorry.
Beth? Come on now.
Actually, Beth the other day told me that she's like, I don't really like hanging out with people that lift weights and stuff like that. And I was like, Beth, that's all you do.
Well, she does other things too, like
Nope.
puts them back down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't only lift them.
and makes different clothes for weightlifters.
Yeah.
Like every single thing that she does besides hang out with us at comedy, it's 100% involved with weightlifting.
Yeah, like aside for those 3 hours a week, it's only weightlifting.
3 hours. Wow, you're committed.
I know.
Do you make when you make your clothing? Is it for guys and girls?
Yep, I do dudes and chicks. Yep.
Nice.
She also makes clothes.
Yeah, right. I was like, Justin's cool with that. All right.
Loves it.
That's awesome.
Especially when she brings in another guy.
Yeah.
And he's like,
hey, I'm gonna make a suit for him. We'll be back.
Yeah, he's like more glutes. Show more glutes. I don't know.
I'm gonna yell that at your next performance.
show more glutes. Show more glutes.
Wait, what muscle is the glute? Isn't
That's
that
your
the
butt.
gluten?
That's your butt. You,
Is it your gluten?
Your gluten?
yeah, it's where you process bread.
Yeah, your gluten tog.
I'm
Yeah.
gluten free, meaning I have no posterior. So
Nice.
like, if I
I have no butt.
yeah
Inverted ass.
yeah, it's not inverted.
Oh,
It's just
pancake.
Inverted. Having an inverted one would be,
that would be wild.
insane.
Like dented in.
You wouldn't be able to sit down.
No, it'd be painful.
You could sit, but like I'm thinking of like, let's say your way to start off hot. Your normal human behaviors. You're going to the restroom and you have a convex rear end.
Yeah.
You're lifted a little bit, so when it doesn't splash back up on you. And does a bidet work? Like it would catch the curve.
It would go
and
the
shoot right
exact
back
curve
out.
and just
Yeah.
go straight down.
Oh man,
That's it.
yeah, awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool, guys.
That's pretty sweet.
All right.
I know. Inverted butts.
Inverted butts.
It's a hot start.
Markway's got a problem. I don't know.
Hey,
Maybe that's why your knee hurts.
No, that is why my knee hurts. My butt goes in, not out.
Yeah, so then the way that your knees actually bend are a little different.
It's
Yeah.
like not like an elephant. What am I thinking of? Like an ostrich? What's
Yeah.
that one where the knee bends?
I know
like,
exactly what
completely
you. Well, like
backwards?
those.
Don't horse knees bend weird? Nope. Never mind.
Nope.
those
Horse knees do bend weird
Yeah.
because they're
because they walk on all
There's
fours.
four
Yeah,
of 'em,
I
you
realized
know?
that after I said that. I was like, wait, nope, they're just not humans.
Yeah, that's why we
just
have.
not humans, right?
Wait, those
Horses
horse aren't humans.
aren't. Okay, all right. See, you do learn stuff every week.
Every
on this
week here.
podcast.
It is very funny how many times that like Beth will say something and I'll just look over at her and just wait for her to try to catch up to
Yep.
see
It's like, wait, nope.
if she
horses
realized
aren't
what she
humans.
said.
It's like 3 days later usually. I'm like,
She calls us at 3 a.m. Hey guys, horses, not human. I just realized what I said.
yeah,
Of course,
Yeah.
horses aren't human.
they make terrible people.
And then I'm like, Justin, it's for you. Because at 3 a.m. he's
Oh, it's like, what does he need to know about the horses?
all right.
Okay, never mind.
okay.
Justin's over with Mark Way. Inverting butts.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh man. Well, we're cool. We're cool.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, that's how you're working out. You know, like, You got to get that inverted. What if that was like actually the attractive thing instead of a big hiney? They're like, we got to get that inverted, decreased, like opposite Kim Kardashian syndrome.
That was like the 90s trend. Because when I was growing up, I remember like, this is weird, but like as a kid, I was like, I want my back to be just straight to my ankles. Not as a kid, but when I was a teenager, I was like, I want no butt.
That was never attractive.
No, that
I
was
know.
never.
I don't know why I thought that was a good thing.
Well,
I was
mean,
like a ballet dancer and stuff though, so like being skinny was like, cool. And then I realized that's not a good idea.
No, because I don't know how you would even do that.
No, there's literally a song called "Baby Got Back." In
I
the
know.
90s.
I heard that. I was like, no back.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to be a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still.
And she's still working at it.
I'm still pursuing this dream.
Look, what'd you have for breakfast? Was it red beans and rice, or did they miss you?
What?
I don't get that
Sir
reference
Mix-a-Lot.
either. Oh,
Red beans and rice didn't miss you.
I was trying to figure out 12-year-old boy meals.
And I was like,
I'm never trying to figure out what 12-year-old boys eat.
hot dogs, mac and cheese. I don't know. I
Do
don't
they
know.
chop? Okay.
Beth does the research.
She was like, hot
She was
dogs,
right on top of
mac
that.
and cheese, chicken nuggets.
Yep.
Chicken
Pizza.
nuggies. Pizza. Cheese pizza. Sometimes pepperoni. Okay. I had a question I was about to ask, and I totally forgot what it was. Did it have anything to do with chicken nuggets? I don't think so.
Or little boys.
Definitely not. Nah.
You're like, wait a
Let me
minute.
think for a
Like,
second.
hold on a second. Did it? No.
No.
What's the youngest person you've ever... That's a weird way to start that question. Okay, so you're making clothing for people who lift weights.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had somebody who you're like, wow, you're incredibly young and into weightlifting, and I'm making a clothes for you? Like,
Yeah,
has there
there's
ever been...
teens who do it. Like, there's like the teen division at shows. So I think like I altered a suit this year for I think she was 17 or 18, and she was competing with her mom. Like her mom was competing, and then her daughter was like, I want to do it too. So it was kind of cool. It was like a mother-daughter duo.
That's kind of cool.
That
Yeah.
sounds pretty cool.
It was very cool.
That's still, I think, is weird for teens to do that.
It is because like I would have never been
It's
into it
kind of
as a
like
teenager.
being a... What are those other, like, pageant girls?
Well, like
Oh.
the best female, like, because there's like different categories in bodybuilding, and the category I did, the gal who's currently like the best in the world has been training it since she was like, I think she started when she was 13. Like both her parents were bodybuilders, and she was like, I'm gonna do this, and she became pro super young, and now she's like,
What's
she's,
the category?
It's called figure because there's like,
What are the other ones?
there's for women there's bikini, wellness, figure, fitness, women's physique, and women's bodybuilding.
So they're all the same thing.
Well, yeah,
It sounds like, well, what did... Okay,
What do you want to do? You want to get fit and look good.
Yeah.
Don't they wear bikinis in every single one?
yeah, but the bikinis are like styled differently, and like the way I listed them, it goes from least muscular to like most muscular. So if you think of a bikini girl, that's like she looks more like modelly. Like typically they aren't like the crazy veiny shredded girls. Versus like as you get into the categories, like women's bodybuilding is obviously like the most jacked juicy ladies, and I was kind of in
Jacked and juicy.
yep, jacked and juicy.
Just like my hamburgers.
yeah.
And I was like kind of in the middle, like where I was like, I want to be muscular and you have to get really lean, but you're not like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of weird. But yeah, there's different categories depending on how you want to quote look.
So there's a bikini contest for women who don't necessarily want to be bodybuilders, but they just don't want to be like, I guess.
Yeah,
they
they're
want to
like-
look good in a bikini.
Yeah,
which-
they're like, I work out a lot, got
Yeah.
a nice butt. I'm going to show it off and get judged on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And the other ones, it's like, how disgusting do you want to look? Do you want to look hot or pretty gross?
pretty gross, please.
okay, what did they do that for dudes?
Yeah, there's different divisions for dudes because
All
like,
right, well then I can enter a bodybuilding
You
contest,
could.
and I could be standing there. Can you make me a suit?
yeah.
Wait, do I need a suit or is it just
Thong.
trunks?
Well, like there is
A
a
what?
division that wears
Thong.
trunks. Yeah, a thong,
Oh,
G-string.
side note, one time I had a house party. This was a long time ago. I had a house party. We went upstairs to my room. It was like a group of guys, and we were going to, I'll just say smoke, right?
Yeah.
So we were upstairs in my room, and my other friend came over, and she worked at like a place like, I think it's Romantics, like that. Like she brought in G-strings and stuff
Nice.
like that as a gift for this party. It was a little triangle that you're supposed to put on, and it had one strap underneath and one thin strap
Yep.
around, and then a little triangle to cover your junk. I put it on, ran out into the party, and was like, ha ha, and then ran back upstairs.
That's impressive.
But we went to smoke upstairs, and it was hanging on my doorknob, right?
Yeah.
Closed the door. My friend goes, oh, closes the door, sees it, and he's like, yo, what is this? Some kind of funky gay eye patch? And he puts it on his face, and it's covering his eye. And I was like, bro, 20 minutes ago, I had that on my dong. And then he was just like, he ripped it off.
That's really funny.
That is funny.
One time we were going on a trip, and we thought it would be funny to like buy these thongs that have like elephant snouts.
Oh, I've
Like
seen
it just
those.
goes in there. And I thought that I was buying a 3-pack for like my buddies and I, so it would be funny to be like, look what we have. And then it just came with one, and it had like googly eyes and stuff. I'm like, this just looks weird. Like I was ordering this one for myself.
And you show to a party with it, be like, I got my outfit.
Happy Halloween. Bro, it's December.
It's also like an elephant that it came in like cheetah colored, but elephant. It has
Whoa.
so you're like, that doesn't work out. It's some weird jungle stuff going on.
They just had the cheetah fabric, and they're like, well,
Yeah.
Yeah. What are
Might
we
as well
supposed to
make
do
an
with all
elephant
this
out of
leopard
this.
print?
Yeah.
Make an elephant.
cheetahs don't have trunks.
That's
They're just-
because you're not
Yeah,
making
you're not
them.
making them for them.
That's true, yeah.
If
Are
you
they
would start
called
making
trunks?
cat trunks,
I've made bodybuilder trunks that like have different fabric, and I have ones that have cats with laser eyes in space. That's
I
pretty
thought
fun.
for sure
Okay.
you were going to say that you actually have made them for cats before.
No, I was gonna make my dog something, I don't know what, but because she used to have really droopy nipples, and I was like, I'm gonna make a bikini with like 8 bikini tops and just put them on my dog just for
How many straps would that require?
oh so many. That's why I didn't
would it,
do
would it
it.
be like 4 straps?
I don't know, because I was that logistically I was like, this seems like a lot of work for a really stupid dog outfit.
When you're done, I don't think it would be so stupid. I think it would be you'd put it on Facebook and you'd get 500,000 likes.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
And people are like, I want one.
Yup. And all of a sudden you're the dog bikini maker, and then you're like, hey, guess what? EvoFit's taking over the world because I have enough money now from all my dog bikinis
Yeah.
Yeah.
and cat bikinis.
And then dogs start walking just on their hind legs and lifting weights.
Yeah. My dog
Then
basically
there's
does.
then there's dog fit competitions
Yup.
where you can figure out if your dog's hot or disgusting.
Judge your dog on its looks.
And the prize is like a giant steel milk bone.
Yeah. That'd be sick.
Like instead of a axe or a sword or something.
Yeah.
We talked about that last time, right?
Yeah, we did.
Swords.
Yeah. Swords.
Yeah, that is the one thing about bodybuilding is like you get cool prizes, but you never make money doing it. Like, it's one of those hobbies you put a lot in and you don't get shit. You get a sword.
Can you sell the sword?
You could. That'd be. I don't know who would buy that.
Somebody who
nerds.
didn't win.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just an actual sword. Go to any convention and be like,
Oh yeah.
Hey, give me that sword.
hey, this is whatever from Lord of the Rings. And they'll be like, actually.
It says it's from like the Midwest bodybuilding. No,
Yeah, it's got
it's got like a.
That's
it
actually a
says Beth
story.
Abeln stamped on it. What's that? Okay, not China. Is it China? There's who was the lady who was in the sword fighting medieval times?
No, China.
Arc.
No, it was like
China was
WWF.
WF, but this girl was she was like a fit she was like a more attractive Xena,
Xena, warrior
Xena,
princess.
warrior
But what was
princess.
her
Oh.
name in real life? Kate Upton. No, I'm just kidding. Xena, warrior princess,
actress
actress.
Lucy Lawless.
Lucy Lawless.
Oh, okay.
Lucy Lawless.
Lucy Lawless. That was like crush
Lulu
growing
Lisa.
up. If you'd
Oh,
see
yeah,
Xena
yeah.
on, you'd feel some sort of way.
Like, hey, guess what I'm watching?
Days of Our Lives.
And then Young and the Restless, because that came on afterwards. And
Yeah, I was
then
trying to think of that one.
Once 4 o'clock hit, Lucy Lawless was on my TV.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
We'd have to, then I'd just have like
Well,
the
some
channel
questions.
rewind button to Seventh Heaven so my mom wouldn't see that I was watching Xena.
My mom would watch Xena with me. It was fun.
I don't remember
We had
what
a-
Xena was about.
I've never.
I remember
Xena, it
watching
was-
some of it, but I don't. I remember only thinking that it was a hot chick and not knowing what was going on.
No. It was basically, well, yes, but it was, what do you call it? Like, basically Hercules, but
Yeah.
she was a woman.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
It's pretty awesome. The show was horrible. The writing was horrible. The acting, horrible. Show, amazing.
That's not
It was just
Lucy Lawless.
Lucy. If Lucy Lawless, it would have been. If it would have
If Lucy had laws, wouldn't have been as good. But Lucy was lawless.
She's lawless, so anything went. If it was any other actress, like maybe Pamela Anderson was popular back then too. But she was like the
Yeah, it was like the same
brunette.
time,
Yeah.
like Baywatch.
Baywatch.
They should have had Xena do it. They should have done a crossover episode where Xena, warrior princess, went through a time machine and ended up as Baywatch.
Well,
That'd been sick.
On
it couldn't
Baywatch
have been-
with it.
it
And
couldn't
then
have
she
been a
doesn't know
machine.
what she's doing.
She saves
Yeah,
no
she
one from
gets-
drowning.
She actually causes people to drown.
she's just, yeah.
She's a terrible warrior princess.
She goes to the beach.
She's
right,
a
and
great
there's-
warrior princess.
Well, terrible lifeguard.
yeah.
yeah.
No, well, I think she would go to the what is it, Venice Beach or whatever, where they got the big workout area.
Yeah,
and all
Muscle
those dudes-
Beach.
Muscle Beach.
Yeah.
And then like guys would be like, "What's up, baby?" And then she would just like pick up like a I don't know an 800-pound barbell or something, and then like move it over here to get out of the way so she could fight a demon goblin or something.
That is exactly what would happen.
Yeah.
Well, I wrote that episode when I was in 7th grade. So
That fits.
yeah,
They didn't, surprising they didn't take that one.
yeah. I wrote so many episodes of Xena Warrior Princess. I was like, fan fiction, anyone?
Man, you just sitting there as a little boy being like, I'm going to make sure that these scripts get on TV and just Xena Warrior Princess. And you're drawing her too.
Oh no, I could not draw. That's one of the things that I feel like, I could do a great many things. Putting a picture onto paper through my brain and fingers, not working. I can't put it together. We had an art project where you had to square everything off and then do stuff in the squares.
You drew circles.
So I wish I could draw circles. I drew they were like hexahedrons or something. They
whoa.
were like
That's like 100 stuff.
Yeah,
I
it was-
give them extra sides.
yeah. That's what I do on the weekends, exercise.
Hey.
On the weekends.
You're like,
So Xena Warrior Princess would have been in what category in bodybuilding?
so I don't even know what she looks like.
Oh.
Well, she's a
I forgot this Beth doesn't know things.
Exactly.
know
I grew
things.
up under a rock. How do you spell it?
R-I-T. Xena Warrior Princess is like Z-E-N-A.
Right here, Beth. I already
Oh.
got her for you.
Ooh, I've seen her. I've seen
Yeah.
cosplay of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
There's honestly so many times that Beth just doesn't know what's going on, and then we'll be like, "Oh, I've seen this at some point in my
Yeah.
life."
Well, you might not know her name. Like if I said Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Do you know who Willem Dafoe is?
Yeah, he's kind of ugly, right?
Oh, ouch, that hurts him.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
me.
maybe we don't talk about people's
Sorry.
looks here in this.
We just spent the last half.
How shallow.
Yeah, that's so funny. Oh my god, I can't believe you're judging this guy on his
Yeah.
looks. Let's get back to this bikini contest.
Yeah.
How would William Dafoe do in a bikini contest?
Isn't he? He'd probably not do very well because he's kind of a skinny old dude, isn't he? I'm probably thinking of
I
the
think
wrong
he's
guy.
kind
Well,
of-
now.
I'm thinking of him
Yeah,
as
I'm thinking of him today.
Green Goblin.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't necessarily ripped in Green Goblin. He has a suit,
Yeah, but he
Oh, I
wasn't
was thinking of the right guy. Okay, I'm so proud of myself when that happens. I'm like,
Nice.
yes.
We're proud too. We're proud too.
I remember one thing right.
Stay made. Starting off hot.
Man, taking tests in school must have been
I
hard
was
for
smart. You guys were talking about the ACTs last week, or I don't know, in a different episode.
Yeah.
And I was like, I took those 3 times, and I got.
That doesn't.
That doesn't make
That's
you.
not. That's not. Yeah.
What?
I think you're
Here's what
supposed
you
to
should
take
say.
it once.
What did you get on your ACT?
I got a 28 first time, then I got a 30, and then I got a 31 or 32. I can't
Who
remember.
did you cheat off of?
I did cheat. I had the.
Oh, you cut that part out.
So wait, you don't know it.
I'm giving advice to future students. No, I wrote because I remember the first 2 times I took it, the math part, I didn't get as good of a score as I wanted. So I wrote like all the dumb math equations you need to know inside the cover of my calculator, and that was my cheating. Was I just had basically a cheat sheet of math equations. The 3rd time,
I feel
didn't-
like if you could bring a calculator, you could bring a sheet of paper inside the calculator.
I could have. I don't know why I didn't, but instead I literally just wrote in pencil on my calculator all over it. Like I spent a lot of time doing this.
How small did you write? We have another.
Very small.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, very, very small.
There's a comedian that writes tiny.
Who's
And
that?
His name's. I don't want to say his name, and it's. Let's just say it's Rate No.
Yes.
It's not Nate Rowe. I didn't invert the. So he writes incredibly small notes, and And I asked him, like, why? And I said, hey, did you learn to write that small because of taking tests in college? And he was like, absolutely.
Yep.
I was like, wow.
Yep. They
That's
give you
the
like one
secret.
note card, and you're like, I'm gonna fit this whole book on
And
here.
that's why I failed the ACTs like 4 times in a row, because I had a giant pencil and I write with like the fist style, and I had a note card and I fit one word on it. And it was like M A, and then I erased that and then did a lowercase a because I don't know that, you know.
And you
I was
actually have like
shoots.
a laughably large pencil that you
Cartoon
use
pencil,
2 hands. It's like one of those piggy banks that's a crayon.
Yep.
Only you're using just a big pencil that size.
That doesn't work. Actually, it's plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here?
Well, they can't just put that much wax into somebody's. That's a lot of wax.
Mouth.
What do you-
You're right.
If you ate crayons, you could eat that crayon for quite a while.
That's a snack. That's a big snack. That's a
That's
meal.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah, it's bigger than most.
If you ate crayons, you could feed a lot of people with that.
Can you eat crayons?
No,
People do it.
you shouldn't.
Well, right, you shouldn't.
Yeah, you
but-
Well, yeah,
shouldn't.
you can. You can eat anything.
That's how you knew like the dumb kids in school because they'd eat the crayons.
Yeah. Not me.
And they'd be like, hey, Oscar, why is your mouth all bloody? Like, hey, because I'm eating crayons.
Eating crayons. You look over and you're like, man, that kid's mouth is all like, that's a black crayon that you're eating.
We had a kid who would remember, like, you take the pen apart and like either suck or blow in the pen to make the ink. No one did. Okay, well, I had a kid who'd like suck the ink out of pens and he'd get it all over his mouth all the time.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. Like,
Yeah.
that's, I mean,
Of course. Wait, you mean he put his mouth in a pen
so you
and sucked and he got ink in it?
and he got ink all over
Yep.
it. So
What's
why would you
Yeah,
ever...
wait, I don't get what's the ending goal. How would you do that and not get ink in your mouth? I
think
guess
the
is my
goal was
question.
like, let's see how far you can suck the ink up the straw before it gets in your mouth. Like, it was like a challenge. I remember multiple kids doing it. Only one messed up and got ink. Like, he took the pen apart and was just sucking on the straw.
He did that on purpose.
Yeah.
You think?
He's an ink
I'm
boy.
pretty sure. Yeah.
Dude, we had one kid
he was
that
an inky.
we had one kid that like could get a trail of spit out of his mouth and then suck it back up. And he could like lean over, like hit the floor.
Oh my
and then,
God.
Like, and we're like, that's amazing. Do it again.
That's disgusting. If it hits the floor, you picking up that floor bacteria. Like if it's going through the air, imagine all the stuff sticking to it.
dust.
Yeah.
And then you're slurping it. I used to stick. I just remember having a big crowd around me, and I stuck dental floss in my nose and pulled it out of my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
In gym class, like everybody was around me, and I used bubble gum. One of the kids went home and said he tried to do it, and he used mint, and I was like, "Well, that was your mistake."
Ooh.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, it burned." But I was doing it like,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
and then the teacher came in, and I remember like everybody just like roaches when the lights come on just went, and then I was standing there with the,
Jesus.
but I just yanked it out, and I'm not gonna lie, you guys,
The boogie's on
top 5 best feelings I've ever felt in my entire life.
Oh, I bet
Yanking
so.
that thing out was like. It was like sinuses.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know what
it's
that
like
is,
using a
but it was
neti
like-
pod.
yeah,
I
it
suppose,
was
yeah.
like, and I've never done it again.
I was gonna say if I were
But-
you just get addicted to it.
right
Every morning.
Right.
I'm flossing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, like, oh man,
Your wife catches you. She's like, you don't floss right.
like keeping my nostril, but like you could just circle it and clean out your nostrils, and I'm going. Look, I'll see you guys later. I'll get this done right.
Yo,
I'm gonna
clean
go
my
need some
nose.
dental floss.
Yeah. Do you have any floss? We got cameras.
Oh, you want to do it on camera?
No, I don't. It was so long ago. I feel like and the process of it, you have to like put the dental
up,
floss on your finger and then
snort
start
it.
shoving dental
Yeah.
floss in your nose and snorting until you can.
Oh my God, yeah.
You get a lot of loogies doing that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I do remember like saliva, like constantly running like those 70s oil lamps down the.
Oh my God.
Josie Scott had 70s oil lamps with you.
Josie Scott.
The lead singer of Saliva.
I didn't even know there was a band named Saliva.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
had to have
did.
known that. I knew that. You knew that.
Let me have this.
Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, I don't. Okay, if you played a Saliva song right now, that's not fair because I'd be like, well, you're playing a Saliva song. But if you played a song right now and said, who is this? And it was Saliva, right now I would guess Saliva, but I don't know who
Who you would
Saliva is, Like I wouldn't be able to pick out one of their songs out of, it'd be process of elimination.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, that's Stone Temple Pilots.
They play Click Click Boom, dude.
click, click, boom.
Boom.
Okay.
Yep.
Dang it, dude.
Now you know
I
Saliva.
do Saliva. Now I know
Yeah.
Saliva.
It's like they're pretty big.
They had that one song and it was in like
And they have ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I was
everybody
thinking of,
has that.
I was thinking of that's how a chocolate covered starfish starts.
Isn't that Limp Bizkit?
Yeah. But they do have a different song called Ladies and Gentlemen. Saliva does. I forget exactly how it goes, but they do say that.
Click, click, boom.
They do that. Also, I'm pretty sure the lead singer of Saliva sang in that Spider-Man song with Nickelback. I am so high, I can hear heaven. Dude, go listen to the 2000 Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire soundtrack and could change your life.
I just need you to know this, Blaise. My entire life, like, I've always wanted to be Spider-Man. Like, people were like, I want to be Superman as a superhero. I always wanted to be Spider-Man. Like, so much so that, like, I have the 80s movies of Spider-Man, like, on VHS. Love and one of the things about those movies that's so funny is, like, there's a scene where he goes from one building to the other, like, with his web. And it's, like, horrible, horrible graphics. But every time he's in a chase, which is, like, I'm not even kidding, 3 times in the movie, they use that same scene. So I'm like, it's the same him swooping by, and I'm like, this is a movie? But yeah, when that movie came out, I saw it the day it came out. I saw it twice the day after it came out, and then I probably saw it like twice.
That first one was so good.
It was.
Well, and because every single time that they keep doing it, they keep with the same story. So you're just like rehashing this every 5 years.
They have, well, Marvel and, I mean, I don't want to nerd out about it, but Marvel and Sony both have the rights to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, like,
that's why it's weird.
they have the Amazing Spider-Man and then the Spider-Man. That's why there's the Marvel ones are cool.
Yeah.
They can have all the rest of the Marvel people in there. And then the Sony ones are like, it's just Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yep.
They bought the rights to some of those characters. And then it was so cool when they got together, Sony and Disney, to make that one movie where all 3 Spider-Mans were together from the multiverse thing.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Except now just everything's in the multiverse, and I'm like, go back to universe.
Go back to, 'cause
It's insane.
It's getting a little convoluted now because it's like, well, that's not what happened because we're on a separate timeline.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
all right, man.
They can just make up whatever
That's
they want.
exactly what's
Yeah.
happening. And it's just like, yeah, well, okay.
Yeah, they're like, well, this clock says Tuesday.
Yeah. My
Call
This
back.
one says Wednesday.
Mind blown. An alternate time, or like in different universes, right? Can it be tomorrow in another universe?
I was wondering about that as I said it, because I'm like, I'm pretty sure it has to be lined up,
yeah,
right?
are they linear, but a whole bunch of lines?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm mathing.
I don't know
It's
enough
like-
about quantum physics to know this.
It's like when you're in the 5th dimension in
No more.
what's that show, Interstellar?
To answer.
When he goes to the 5th dimension, and so he's like, time isn't linear.
Yeah.
Time is on a different line, so you can just like go beside time in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Interstellar.
Yeah, it's pretty Interstellar.
That's a pretty Interstellar movie.
Outer
I
Stellar.
watched it twice.
So then he technically could go into different days, just like, you know,
Just jumping
walking
in.
along the side of it. You know, it doesn't make sense. Why couldn't he just jump through that bookshelf? He just kept freaking pushing the books for his daughter to be like, something weird's happening. And
I
it's
thought
like,
he was like doing stuff with the dust trails or something.
yeah, maybe I should watch that again.
And
Because how can he do stuff with the dust thing and not just be like, hey, I'm back?
Well, because
baby.
he was in a different plane. Like, he was so tiny.
Yeah.
And he was like in the molecular plane, and it was like not plaid, but like he could see the bookshelf, but there was so many different lines crisscrossing, and I mean, that movie made no sense to me. I'm not gonna try to explain it. I can't really.
I need to watch it again.
Yeah, it's 100% true. And The Martian, haven't seen that yet. But
That's a good movie.
when he goes to the other planet and Matt Damon's there farming vegetables.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that was
I was like, is that The Martian?
That was actually the biggest, the biggest like twist in that movie was just that Matt Damon was in the movie.
yeah.
what? Like, why is he here? What's going on? It could have been anybody,
And The Martian came out like right around that same time.
right?
I read the book, The Martian, so I think when I watched the movie, I knew already what was happening, but I could see it being like, wait, what? Yeah. It's a very good book. So I think that's why I like the movie so much.
I'll never.
What happens in the book?
Okay, it was a while ago. Same thing as the movie, but more.
I was just gonna see what answer that you had.
I
to
know,
that.
right?
So,
Matt
okay.
Damon shows up.
Yeah.
In The Martian, Matthew McConaughey shows up and he's like, all right.
Yeah. And he's actually in the 1970s, leaned up against a car.
He's like, are you Matt Damon? Yes, I am. Well, there's a party at the Moon Tower. Oh, I'm not going to be able to go. It'd be a lot cooler if you did. I'm
He's
just
like-
trying to think of Matthew McConaughey quotes, and they're all from Days and Confused.
He's sitting there. He's like, my daughter gets older. I stay the same age. That's what happens in Interstellar.
Oh, man. That would be really, really weird to, like, come back, and then your daughter is, like,
Older than you?
like, about to die older than you.
Yeah.
Have you
And
seen was it Just in Time, where they have the time on their wrists? I think.
That's
Yeah.
just in time.
Oh.
It's called In Time.
With
but it is-
Justin Timberlake.
It's really
yeah.
funny that they have Justin and they use
Okay.
the line like just in time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I call it.
And then the one guy's just an alcoholic and kills himself. Like, here, have all this time. And then he spends it all on booze and kills himself.
Oh. I don't remember that at all.
It's
I
like
just
his
remember-
best friend because his friend in that movie's wife is mad at him. Because she's like, why'd you give him all this time?
Yeah, he just, like,
You
drinks
just
himself
spent
to
it at the
death.
bar.
It'd be like a really poor person getting $1 million and then just blowing it on literally the same thing, except it's money, no time.
Time is money.
Yeah.
Time is money. Yeah.
And then that guy has like $1 million bucks banked in the thing, and then they go to steal it or something. I
Yeah.
just remember him and his mom are running towards each other, and it looks like his girlfriend because they're the same age
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
That's what's
And I was
weird
like,
about it.
What's going on?
Like all the
here?
kids are the same age as their parents.
It's
Yeah.
also how you can just give time to people by like twisting your hand on
Yeah.
top of it or whatever. I'm like, they should do a little bit more secure.
A passcode.
Yeah, if someone's just like passed out or whatever, you could just take
Yeah.
their hand and be like, wah, 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 wah.
That probably happens.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
I think it does in the movie.
And the guy goes to get a cup of coffee, and then he shakes his wrist or whatever, and then he's like, 4 credits? What? Imagine time off
I'm
your
pretty
life.
sure I just would not be doing that as much.
Well, some people I think would still like. I think they would carry their addictions from childhood because you don't get it till you're 26 or something like that in the movie. You like
Yeah.
have to reach a certain age before you get it. But then I would take, like, let's say you're 26, you're a young professional, you go to Starbucks every morning, and how do you get Starbucks every morning before you have time credits?
Oh, like how do they do it before they're 26?
Right.
Oh, I don't know. The movie really left a hole there.
A lot of,
Yeah, it's like it's almost like that movie wasn't very good.
no.
I watched it within the last year.
That's because it's on Netflix.
Oh, I own it.
Is it?
Wait,
Wait, you're still using DVDs?
Yeah,
you're
we have a
saying you-
ton of DVDs.
Yeah, I've always okay. I'm glad the you're here. You're my test subject. Why?
Well, so Justin likes to own movies. 'cause-
Timberlake?
Justin Timberlake, my boyfriend. He likes to own movies because he's like, well, when the world goes, I don't know. He just thinks we need to own them, and he just likes to have them. So we have hundreds.
I agree
of
with
them.
that. I like
Yeah.
that too because I bought CDs a lot longer after people stopped doing that too
Yeah.
because I was like, I like having the physical copy.
Yeah, and
But now
stuff
there's no CDs. Like,
Right.
nothing
Yeah.
has a CD player anymore, which kind
records
of
are more
sucks.
popular right now than
Right.
Yeah.
CDs.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
but
see-
and also like things leave Netflix. Like like there'll be a movie on Netflix for a while, and then their contract ends, and then it's gone. So we just own it, so we can watch it forever. And
Well, that's okay. Like you made the conscious decision to be like, you know what, I want to watch.
Just in time and
I
having
did.
to go.
Yeah.
So that's actually a little worse because
Oh.
instead of just being like, what's on the first page of Netflix? and
yeah,
being
I
like,
pick movies.
and being
Yeah.
like, oh, I guess this is, I'll just throw that on. You were
Yeah.
like, I need to find a good movie. Walk to your shelf with 1,500 DVDs and we're like, I need to find In Time with Justin Timberlake. And then I'm going to go watch Justin and Kelly.
I
Are they-
do that a lot. I watch a lot of terrible movies.
Are they in order alphabetically
Yep.
or?
Yep, and I'm trying to get through them all, and I started with some Western, and
A Million Ways to Die in the West? That starts
No.
with an A.
this one starts with a number, and it was terrible.
310 to Yuma?
Yeah, that was it. I didn't like it.
Never
And
seen it.
I don't recommend it. I
Good
watched
show.
it,
Did you watch the old one or the new one?
the new one.
The old one's not on DVD. The old one's on.
I think the first one's the John Wayne one.
I think
Yeah,
so.
it definitely wasn't that. It was definitely the new one, and I didn't like it, so I have not continued on my movie exploration. I got through one.
And you're like, you know what? I'm gonna skip all
Yeah.
the way to. I'm gonna skip to
Yep.
in time and watch this horrible POS film.
I liked it though. Like in
no,
time,
you're right.
I didn't
liked
think it was
too.
bad.
I did like it. I also like that movie, The Adjustment Bureau.
Yep, I love that movie.
I watched that just the other day,
Yeah.
actually.
Yep, that's good.
It's pretty interesting. I feel like that was the guy. He's in the Marvel movies, Anthony Mackie, and then he's also in the Altered Carbon series and stuff.
Anthony Mackie, that's the old dude with white hair, right?
Nope.
Nope, can't never mind.
Anthony Mackie's the black dude.
Oh, never mind. Okay, you're right.
He plays the well, he's now Captain America.
Yeah, he's the guy
Yeah.
who like comes around and is like, maybe you can be with her. The timelines don't match up.
Yeah. Because they keep meeting and
Yep.
Yeah.
keep falling in love.
I can't believe that we wrote his story years ago. And
Yeah.
No. Someone just wrote a different story, and now it's the only story that we've screwed up out of everyone. The person who happened to be the president.
Yeah, he keeps going back to meet that girl on the bus.
Yeah, and he's the only one they care about.
Well, they have to keep an eye on him because he's.
Yeah, but just write a different president in.
But they can't. They keep trying to readjust everything, and they like make it so they don't ever meet that one time.
Yeah.
And then like they end up meeting again because they can't.
That's the time when the black guy stopped to get a coffee with his time instead of going on the bus to
Yep.
stop him initially.
you know what happens.
That little
when-
rascal.
Yeah. Where was he sitting on the bus? In the front or the back?
He was pretty much in the middle.
In the Adjustment Bureau, you can sit wherever you want on the bus.
Yeah, Emily Blunt and him
Emily
were-
Blunt. That's that lady's name.
Yeah,
What a sweet name.
yeah.
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt object.
What about James Blunt?
They're married.
They're not.
They're not married. That'd be
She's
s-
married to.
John Krasinski.
That's her dad.
Yeah.
What? Emily Blunt and John Krasinski?
Yeah. I think there's things that they said that she cheated on him though, which she should with
No,
me.
I don't believe it.
She should. She shouldn't. But if she did, it should be with Blaise.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be the guy that everybody in America would hate you, dude.
If I would get a night with Emily Blunt, it'd be worth it.
I'd move to
For
Canada.
you or her.
Probably for her. Maybe not so much me.
I mean, I'm giving up my social status here in America to sleep with Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Mm.
She's British. She'll just leave. She'll be like, I'm out.
In that's what they
Because
say. in
everyone's just Mary Poppins. Yeah.
She
I'm
was
out.
Mary Poppins.
Yeah, that's what a great that's man.
Chimney.
If you're thinking
I'm
of
out.
anything, yeah, I'm out. Peace out,
Yeah.
people.
Deuces.
Going back
Poppins
to
out.
Europe. Peace out. It's just the whole everything goes out the window.
Poppins out.
Something happened. I remember that.
Yeah, something happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
John Krasinski and Cheating Emily.
Cheating Emily, that's her name now?
Yeah. Cheating Emily sounds like a early 2000s movie. A Disney Channel original movie starring Hilary Duff where she learns how to cheat. It's actually Beth's ACT story.
Yeah. They changed the name to protect her identity, but we know.
Yeah.
We know.
Yep.
She's like,
Cheating Emily, the story of Beth Abeln starring Hilary Duff.
and John Krasinski as the teacher who knew it was happening but didn't do anything. What's that lady's name? So when you were cheating, did you look over?
No, I didn't. I'm not.
You had a calculator.
I wouldn't
that's
cheat
right.
off anyone else.
That seems like
I go, you're like, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
would
don't trust.
never.
I would like you're seated next to a random person. I'm like, they probably don't know the answers. I do.
if I ever saw.
Well, you
somebody-
obviously didn't know
Well,
the
it's
answers.
just about.
You were.
I was
you're
like so determined for a better score. That was like.
where'd
third
you go to
time.
college then?
UND.
You get a good scholarship?
That's why I did it because
Nice.
I knew if I got one more point higher, I could get like an extra bunch
Scholarship.
of money. I could have gone to South Dakota for like a free ride, and I was like, no, I'm going out of here, and yeah, came to North Dakota.
It's
Oh,
funny.
you're from South Dakota, right?
Yep,
Okay.
grew up there.
Okay. You could have got a free ride to college, and you were like, nah.
Yeah.
I did that same thing.
Yeah. Well, the college was like 20 miles from my parents. I was like, I am
Oh, that
not.
stinks,
yeah,
yeah.
it's at Northern. And I was like, I don't want to stay here. Good school. It's fine, but too close to home. So.
Because I could have gone to Bismarck.
You could have got Bismarck Community College. You could have got free. You could have got your laundry done anytime you needed something to eat, but you could still also, like, you had like the comforts of home and.
20 miles is too close.
That's too close. I was the type of kid who was like, get me out of here.
Why don't you run 20 miles? Well, you could, Beth.
I will die. I can't run. I'm not a runner. I
We
ran
don't
2 blocks with my dog, and we're done.
Yeah, dude, I had scholarships to like Dickinson and Bismarck that were pretty hefty. Well, like UMary and Dickinson to
You marry.
Where'd you go?
University of Mary. It's like the Catholic school
I
in.
went to the University of
Only there
Mary.
I would have to play football and track to get a full ride, and I was like, that's such a freaking commitment.
Yeah, but you're playing football and track, so they're excusing you from pretty much everything.
Yeah, but then you need to wake up and do football and track every day.
And probably maintain a certain GPA or something. Like
That's
the
not
rule.
very hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
well,
They're like,
I don't know.
but like having to wake up at 5 a.m. to go lift weights and stuff every day is the part. And then you're like, oh, and then I got to go do this. I'm going to go party.
right. Jeez.
But then I, sent them into NDSU.
Oh, nice.
I got a scholarship to a culinary school. Does that count?
Oh, cool. Did you go?
No.
Can you cook? Are you?
Yeah,
You get that with your math score?
my math
Yeah,
test was like 2 cups plus 1 tablespoon equals like no. Yeah, I did get a scholarship to culinary school, but it was not. I didn't do the requirements fast enough, so I didn't, and it wasn't like a full ride or anything. And then I ultimately decided I didn't want to go to culinary school, but.
They're like, make this souffle. And you're like, no
if you
flay.
need something cooked, I'll cook it. I can cook.
You make it warmer.
Yeah, I'll take something that's cold and I'll make it hot. Or I'll take something that's hot and I'll make it cold.
Whoa,
I can cook.
chef.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like bodybuilding.
It's a lot like
Yeah.
bodybuilding.
You're building
But
the body by
actually-
cooking stuff.
You want to
built
know?
your body by cooking stuff.
Put a little bit more butter in there, some oil. You know what sucks about like knowing how to cook though? And I mean, honestly, I used to work in restaurants a lot and I don't anymore. It's been a long time. But when you go out to eat and you're like every little thing is like, oh, I would like this has a white sauce on top, like it's maybe a steak with a gorgonzola cheese sauce or something, but they don't put parsley flakes over it, and you're like, well, there needs to be that green contrast or whatever, and they don't, and you're just like,
Yeah.
these guys suck, and they're like, what do you expect, dude? It's Olive Garden, and you're like, well, they know pasta.
When you cook, do you cook, then throw the dishes in the washer, then eat it, or do you cook it, eat, and then do the dishes?
I do so they got something called mise en place, which is everything in place. It's French. Most cooking's based
Yeah.
on French, but then
We're learning stuff.
oh yeah. So like I try to clean up as I go. So like if I mix something with a bowl, like I'll rinse out the bowl while that's doing whatever, and then put it in the dishwasher. So there's not like a giant mess. Like one of the
Yeah.
things I like to do on Wednesdays because I'm home most of the day, and then my family comes home at the same time, and then I try to like make a big dinner for
Yeah.
everybody. And then, but like, I don't want it to be where I make this big dinner and then my wife comes home and has to like clean up all these dishes because I just made the dinner. So then I try, and also it's just easier because like in a home kitchen, a lot of that stuff is just going to be in your way. So you
Right.
got to get
Yeah.
it out of the way, But it is what it is. I do clean up whilst I'm cooking.
Nice. That's
And I
smart.
try to make different foods from different parts of the, parts of the world.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's like, yeah.
It's
Like,
also
I'm-
different parts of the country.
That is
Yeah.
true. Like,
Yeah.
I made spring rolls the other day with rice paper.
Nice.
Rice. Yeah. Is it called rice paper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The super thin paper made of rice.
Yeah, but it's not
Yeah.
paper.
It's
It's a type of
sheets
paper.
It's like you could write on it.
You could.
They're round. They're basically
Yeah. It gets
rice
wet and-
tortillas. Yeah, you
yeah.
get it wet, and then you gotta
Yep.
you make a little burrito.
Yeah, I think that's called rice paper.
You know what's really dumb is it took me like years to realize that they make chips out of like tortilla chips are actually tortillas that they like cut and dried up and made chips.
What do you think they were?
I thought they just made chips like in a certain way.
something else.
Yeah.
They're
Thought they was just like, oh well, let's make this corn mixture or something like that, and then just like
a Dorito.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Doritos probably aren't like that. Doritos are probably like so processed they're
Oh,
not
yeah.
on
Probably.
tortillas at all. But like
Comes out of a 3D printer.
yeah.
at the ranch seasoning pack, the best chips I ever had was this lady named Irma. We went to Mexico, and in our Airbnb for $30 was it $30 a day or a week? Either way, super cheap. This lady would come, buy all the groceries, and then cook all the groceries and clean up after, like do all the stuff in your Airbnb that you didn't want to
That's
do.
so like a maid.
Just like a maid.
That's so cool.
And she only worked till she didn't make dinner.
Okay.
So like she made breakfast and lunch, or maybe no, she didn't make breakfast. Either way, she made these chips every day. Like she would take tortillas, chop them up, and then throw them in the fryer, add some salt, and
Wow.
oh my god! Like I would go back to Mexico just to have her chips again.
That's awesome.
Her name's Irma.
Shout out
Irma Thuman.
It could have been Emma, but she said it with a Spanish accent, so it was like Irma.
I was like Yusha's wife, just giving you a different name.
Yeah. Megan.
Our buddy
Maggie.
Yusha, his
Shut-
wife's name is Negan.
Negan, yep.
And then
Yeah.
he came over here, told us for months that her name was Megan. And then
no,
he was
it's
like,
Negan. Her name is Negan, and he just said Megan.
I
So-
heard
that's what it
Maggie
was.
once too.
Maggie, yeah.
Yeah, I heard
so, like,
Maggie.
I've called her Maggie. I've
Yep.
called her Megan.
yeah.
And
it
just
was ridiculous that he took forever to be like, well, yeah, Megan's not her real name. And then I was like, why? He's like, well, when she came over here, I told her that we should just call you Megan instead. I'm like, what? That's like you're bringing your culture into here. You can't just tell your wife what her name is now.
Yeah, you think now because you're an American citizen, you get to name people? You just change names? His name's not even Yusha.
No.
Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah. It's like Saeed or something.
Yeah, it is. I
Yeah,
have
like
his
you
full
could just
name.
call that.
Yeah.
Like,
We could call you Saeed. And he's like, no, you won't. People won't identify me as Saeed. I'm going to be Yusha.
yeah.
You should have went with Michael or Derek.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, how about I go with a completely different non-American name still?
My name's Saeed, but in America, I'm known as Xing Hao.
yeah,
Oh, you can't do that, dude.
Yeah.
You can't just change. That's
From
awesome.
Middle Eastern to Chinese
Yeah.
name.
yeah.
Oh man,
That was actually just South Dakotan.
that was a South Dakotan name. I'm surprised you
I heard
didn't know
it.
that.
I got a cousin that name.
She can't even pronounce it.
I know.
The South Dakotan doesn't know her own
I'm not
language.
going to try to say it. I know. That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Played volleyball. I didn't eat anything yesterday and played volleyball.
Oh, God.
I was like lackadaisical.
Yeah. Like bump, set, spike.
Yeah,
Was Zen volleyball ever?
I was blocking. That's the thing that sucks about volleyball is when you're indoors too. It's actually like competitive, and you're actually pretty active. It's not like
Nice.
when you used to play just with people that weren't good and didn't know how to play. You're like, I'll just hit it and then have it go wherever.
Do you have to play like multiple games?
Yeah, 6.
Wow,
Or like you
that's a lot.
do. How did they do it? Like 3 matches in one game. So you play 2 games,
Mm.
6 matches.
Okay.
I could see that. That's how they. Last time I played volleyball, I spiked it and I hit a girl on the top of the head. And I decided never to play volleyball again.
It's just a game. I actually technically could say that
You
last name
could've,
on there,
'cause
but I
it's-
bet
yeah.
people wouldn't.
They would,
I don't want to press the boundaries
how
here.
old is that movie?
Oh, I bet
the
it was
Fockers.
2000, 2001.
Oh, Meet the Fockers? That
Yeah.
one? I don't.
Meet the Parents was
Meet
the
the
first
Parents,
one. That's
yeah.
where she gets hit.
Is the Gaylord Fokker.
Yeah,
But
is
then-
the
Yeah.
name.
He spikes it because he's trying to. Boom! Blows out
It's
her nose.
just a game. Man, that's such a good movie.
It's-
I got
yeah.
nipples. Can you milk me, Fokker? Man,
Oh,
Ben Stiller.
You know what I really wanted was Robert De Niro's
Yeah, Meet the
RV.
Parents came in 2000. I also wanted a cat that peed in the toilet.
That I remember that part. That was awesome.
So I told my wife that you could train our cat. Like we have one cat that doesn't do that, and I said, we should train our other cat to pee in the. But it's I think it'd be impossible with 2 litter boxes. Like you'd have to show one cat, and the other cat would just use that one, and then they'd both end up using that one. But you basically just put litter on the toilet, and then they do that, and then you take the litter away, and then they just go in the toilet. And I want to do that so bad. I'm like, I do not. Oh, scooping litter is like the worst.
That is gross.
It's. I mean, like people say that, and then I watch them pick up their dog poo with their bare hands.
Bare hand.
Inverted plastic bag.
See, that's
and
what
I'm
I
like,
do. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like you're picking up warm dog poo and then trying to like fold the bag
But
around it.
I think that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
And you're not-
litter box.
I think the
But you're
litter
not
box is
touching-
grosser because I had
Yeah.
a cat for a while.
You're not
and-
touching
Nah.
anything with the dog doo
Yeah.
doo.
And you can
just
double
like
bag
Yeah,
it.
but like, okay, you know how maybe it's a, you know how people can't eat, I don't know, let's say rice cakes or mushrooms because of texture.
Mm-hmm.
Like as soon as my hand touched that warm, ooey gooey dog pooey, I'd be like,
I used to be like that until I got my own dog. It's different when it's
you
your
were cleaning up other people's dog poo.
yeah, she's like, I used to just do that to other people's.
I would like dog sit and like walking someone else. I would like literally like be gagging, picking up their poo. And then I got a dog and I was like, well, this is my child. I can pick up its poo and no problem.
It's not your child. Stop that. Every
not.
people that bugs me more than anything.
Well, she makes it close.
Yeah, I'd
It's
rust
true.
it.
She kisses it.
Oh, do you let your dog lick inside your face?
She's
Like,
not a licker. She doesn't like. She licks.
That's like
Justin.
I've tried.
I know. I'm like. I
That's
put
like
peanut
all I
butter
want
all
is
over
her
my
to-
face. She won't. She's like, you're disgusting, mom.
Yeah.
Not mom.
Yeah.
And she says woof.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I have so like dogs lick. My cat, one of my cats anyway, has this weird fascination with like earwax.
Oh.
I don't know if it's wax or just like maybe it's like I don't know. But the cat will like if it can catch you, it'll like overpower you. Not really, but like it will try to lick inside your ears.
That's gross.
It is, and I don't like it at all.
Nope.
But like, well, I have a son, and he is just like,
And he licks yours.
yeah, he's
you
like,
let
comes
But he
over
does
and
it
he's
much
like,
better than the cat.
Gets in there deep. Just kidding. Okay. I can't.
okay.
I hate wet sounds.
Yeah, Beth. Okay. From
sounds.
everything that Beth talks about on stage, I don't believe that.
The worst sound.
All Beth talks about is the dirtiest stuff that she can think of. There's not one thing that in Beth's bit is like, how can I say something disgusting in this? And now she's like, a wet sound.
I know.
That's the Beach Boys other album that they never came out with. There's pet sounds and then there's
Wet sounds.
Oh, gross.
And the whole album is just
I'm pretty sure all of the Beach Boys have wet sounds.
nice.
It's pretty much what they're based off of. Surfers
Water.
Surfing, living next to the beach.
being wet.
Well, yeah, being wet.
There's not even an H in that one.
Oh yeah. Wet. Wet or wet? Wet.
What? Hey, wow. Hey, wow, it's kind of wet. There's an H in that W.
We haven't done Joe Biden in a while.
I know. He finally came out of somewhere, his hole.
Oh, he's not dead?
I saw him in an interview. Well, he's been dead for a while. There's been a body double, but
Yeah.
Got an AI and starts
no, I'm not really alive.
doing my thing. And I was in a hole and said, wake me up when I'm not president anymore.
Wake me up when I'm not president. Wake me up when I'm not president no more.
Or
He's a big Green Day fan.
wake me up when I'm not president. That's
Don't
Wham.
leave me hanging on like a president. I don't know anything else to say.
Like a vice president, like a cabinet member. I don't know.
Run a coup to get me out of office.
Before I kill myself. Just kidding.
Whoa, Beth. Beth.
Jeez.
Jeez. Go make wet noises somewhere.
Holy mackerel.
Sorry.
Just,
Just too far. I knew it was a mistake.
I'm not going to kill myself. Too much to live for.
I don't know.
I'm on my way out. I'm just trying to.
Yeah. I can't talk. Oh.
I'm just doing my. I was looking. I said, Barack, you can come be in my cabinet. I'm gonna be your vice president. Joe, I can't be your vice president. That's my best Barack Obama.
That was a very good Barack Obama.
Yeah, I can't be your vice
Joe, I
president.
think that you should be my vice president.
And then, okay, Beth, do your best Hillary Clinton.
I don't even know what she sounds like.
Oh my God, you nailed it. You could have said absolutely anything. And
Yeah.
I would have said, oh my God.
Beth just turns around and is wearing a pantsuit.
Eating a baby. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
That's Christy Teigen, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think they're all friends.
Eating babies.
I don't know. I don't
Isn't that
know.
one rich guy who just has his son's blood all the time given to him?
Oh yeah. I don't know who that.
Yeah, some Richie.
Part of
But
Keith
Illuminati.
Richards.
I wish. Keith Richards. That's the only thing that's probably keeping Keith Richards alive
He gets
besides
those
the
blood
drugs.
transfusions, I think. Like, they replace all the blood in his body, I think.
You'd have
That's
to.
insane.
Yeah. He's like 108 years old.
Yeah.
How's he still alive? I don't know.
Cocaine.
No, there's no way.
Keith Richards, that's the only thing that's keeping him alive. It's the same thing where, like, not Obama, Biden talking on stage. He'd say nothing, and then they just load him up. And then- that's true.
That
Everything we
bag-
say is true.
That bag they found on the White House floor was mine. I was that's why I did.
Hunter.
I called my son and said, "Give me another 8-ball." I lost the
Okay.
one I had. It fell out of my pocket.
Well, good way to end that.
Yeah.
Beth, you guys got anything to plug?
October 17th in Mapleton. Come see a show.
What's in Mapleton?
Icewind and Brewing. Colt Dog's putting on a breast cancer awareness fundraiser comedy show.
Colt Dog in
Yeah.
the house.
This will be all female comics, I think, raising money for titties or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Who are the comics?
I don't know.
It's
I
Beth.
know me. He sent me the poster, but I can't remember
It's
who
just,
was all it.
it's just Beth, and the place is like one room. And
Yeah.
like
My mom shows up and I
There's
just
a
cry.
black-
I don't know the time. Who's in it?
I know it's October 17th at Icewind Brewing in Mapleton. That's all
Yeah.
I got so far. So
Be on the lookout for that.
yeah,
that's pretty nice. There's shows at the Cellar. One that I'm really, really excited about is the
Eagle
Eagle
Wit.
Wit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be so awesome. That's not
excited.
till November 1st, and then the return of JP Martin.
Oh, he's
coming
coming at the
back
same
here.
time.
Yeah, God, it's gonna be such an awesome show. Can't
Nice.
wait. And I
Yeah.
get to host that one, so that'll be fun.
Sweet.
Yeah,
fun. Hosting's fun.
it can be.
Well, yeah.
It can be.
It can
Yeah.
be.
It can be.
I'll be at the Terminal Bar tomorrow in Minneapolis.
That's Minneapolis.
Nice.
Then I'll be at the Jester's Comedy Lounge this weekend, Friday and Saturday. If you know any friends in Dubuque, let them know that. Then October 23rd. Let's see here. Other stuff's a ways away. Wait. Yeah, I got to look at these. I got to start putting more stuff in my calendar. Keep those up. When we're closer to here. Oh, we'll be in Castleton, October 25th. Then we'll be then we're in North Dakota later, but I'll figure that stuff out. Okay, guys, we will see you next week, and I woke up for this. Thanks for coming in, Bethany.
Yay, thanks for having me.
She literally woke up for this,
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks
as
for
most people
waking
do.
up.
I think it is funny that we have to be like, hey, they actually woke up for this.
I know.
'Cause-
It was a challenge.
Well, only one person is actually not woken up for that.
Yeah, that is true. And everyone else has died.
Ever-
They didn't wake up, ever.
We called them
Never
and they're
again.
like, the person you're trying to reach is dead.
And we'll end on that. We'll see you next week, guys.